Hello, my name is Ryan, and I'm going to be reflecting on a few things this morning. And mainly, I'm thinking about Emily Hopkins. She's such a delight. Like, for me, I'm into pedals, so, there's no real guitar YouTuber out there that's doing pedal demonstrations that make me want to watch. It's just the reality of the situation at the moment. And it's funny that I'm talking about her while playing Unplugged and not playing with pedals, but whatever. I'm talking about her because I came across the reflection that's coming off of within my eyes from the smudges on my glasses. From the whole lights is annoying me. Anyways, the reason I'm talking about her is I came across, or I was watching the awards, like her and Gotheg teaming up. Like, that's some hilarious shit. And I shouldn't say it's hilarious shit. It's amazing shit because, yeah, the normalization of people who are in the adult industry as, like, human beings is so needed. Because there's a certain, like, level of repression regarding sex that we all have. In fact, I'm making this because I was really reminded of it last month, actually, because I was at the barber shop and we were talking about how, like, some of the missteps in American society is demonizing politics and religion, and the owner of the barber shop, an attractive woman, piped in and was like, you gotta include sex in that. And, like, for me, it's my spine instantly went, ugh, because one, damn. And two, it's like, it's true. There's a certain level of repression because we haven't really allowed ourselves to talk on that subject. And I've been thinking about, like, how do I approach talking about this? Because I want to talk about that, especially after watching Ya Mad. And it's more of like the amount of repression that those guys have. It's like, one, it's funny to a point. It's especially funny when they're insulting the other person's mom in front of their moms. Oh, that's delightful. But they had Alexis Fox and Dana DeArmond on. And there's just a few times where it's just like, you're really going to utilize that. I don't know, there's a certain, like, stereotype that is adhered to when adult stars go into a more mainstream format. And it's usually includes punching down and going off of the perceived ick factor, even though that at the end of the day isn't really a factor. Because, like, if you factor in, like, the amount of testing involved and et cetera, it's like people have their own judgments, their own morals, but scientifically, like, they're probably cleaner than anybody on that cast. And then also the double standard involved, because I also watched the one Johnny Sins, and when he's talking about his stuff, it's like they're all more in awe, and there wasn't really that, like, ick factor. But when the women were there, there's this, like, giggly kiss her on the lips. So it was nice to see Emily Hopkins and Gotheg team up, and, like, I've watched a couple of them now with them, and it's like, at no point is that even part of the conversation. It's more of like, that's interesting. That's like, there's these two dichotomies that they're clearly, like, similar personalities that enjoy it, but also different spectrums entirely. And it's such a delight to see them, like, just enjoying each other's company and being humans. So, yeah. So let's start talking about that a little bit more and dealing with why people feel compelled to make the giggles and the kiss her in the lips jokes. I don't know. And also, like, for myself, continuing to figure out why my spine gets all weird when that conversation is brought up. And that's going to be constant. Like it should be for all of us afflicted with that weirdness that comes up on the topic. In fact, I implore anybody, if you have that spinal anxiety where it makes your shoulders tense up when the topic comes up, take a deep breath, crack your shit, and try to embrace why that is, and especially in the moment. Because, yeah, that conversation at the barbershop was excellent. It helped open up that perspective because I was more focused on that whole thing. Because lately, religion and politics very much at the forefront, and the level of ignorance that has been allowed to fester in this country by not talking about those two. Yeah, but clearly sex is definitely a thing because most of the stuff that's happening is... Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it too much on that end. I was more just expressing some gratitude and seeing people being treated like human beings and actually enjoying themselves. So, yeah. Okay. That's it. Hope you have a good day.